The episode kicks off with Emeralda and Albert traveling through the gate, looking all serious and heroic, until Albert turns green and projectile vomits into a bag. Not so glamorous now, huh? Back on Earth, things get even weirder. Emmy's jaw hits the floor when she spots Lucifer, who she definitely killed with her sacred sword. Plot twist, he's back, thanks to Olba Meyer, one of the 6 high priests of the church, an apparent villain on a budget. Mao clowns Olba's evil plan, comparing it to a B-movie, much to Shiro's horror. Their wallets can't handle that kind of luxury. Suddenly, Lucifer gets impatient and starts chucking magic attacks left and right. The gang runs for their lives, and Mao figures out how Lucifer got his power boost. Negative energy from convenience store workers. Yep, Lucifer literally charged up on retail employee rage. But the stakes get higher when Lucifer reveals he's got Chiho hostage, using her to absorb even more dark energy. The chase is on, and things go from bad to worse when Mao takes a hit to the shoulder and Olba pops him in the leg with a gun. Not cool, man. Just when it seems like game over, Mao teleports everyone to Koshu Kaido Road, but Lucifer catches up and blasts a massive hole in Mao's chest. To make things worse, Lucifer drops Chiho from the sky, but Emmy manages to catch her, at the expense of her kneecaps. Ouch! But wait, Mao isn't down for the count just yet. He powers up into his Satan form, casually stopping falling bridge debris like it's no big deal. Emmy powers up too, and the battle heats up. Olba tries to be sneaky with his gun again, but Emmy blasts it out of his hand. Nice try, old man. Finally, Mao gets back in the action, delivering a punch so powerful it practically deletes Lucifer. Afterward, Mao spills the beans about his true identity to Chiho, who handles it surprisingly well. When asked if he'll return to Ente Ila now that he's regained his powers, Mao shrugs it off. He's got work shifts to cover. Priorities, right? In the aftermath, Mao uses the last of his magic to fix the bridge like a good demon overlord. Meanwhile, Emmy learns that the creepy voice in Chiho's head was actually Albert trying to contact her with magical sonar pulses. But it tuned into Chiho because she's always thinking about Satan. Awkward. With the dust settled, Emeralda and Albert head back home through the gate, while Mao and Chiho return to McDonald's for another day of flipping burgers and averting apocalypses. Chiho asks if Mao will ever go back to his world, but he admits he used up all his magic and can't erase her memories. Chiho calls him an idiot, the cutest insult ever. Mao and Shiro are celebrating Mao's promotion at a BBQ when they discover Lucifer, now going by Hanzo Urushihara, is living with them, and his online shopping addiction is wrecking their budget. Shiro suggests Mao discipline him, which sounds great until things get more complicated. Meanwhile, on Ente Isla, a lady reports that Olba has failed his mission and disappeared, with Emmy and Mao still alive. The priests are shocked and face a tough choice: confirm Olba's apostasy or liquidate Emmy and others. The lady insists this is the same order from the Inquisition, but doesn't give her suggestion before the scene fades out. Back in the human world, Hanzo tries to impress Mao by contacting Emmy at work, causing chaos. Mao, now a shift manager, sort of, downplays it as a temporary gig. Emmy confronts him about the call, while Chi tries to calm things down. Hanzo's research leads him to spooky spots in Shibuya, and Shiro finds a possible lead in Turkey to help Mao regain his powers. They also receive a mysterious letter from the landlady. Later, Mao explains to Emmy that Lucifer is laying low after Olba's arrest and has no magic left. Emmy, amused, brags about her own powers. Mao, confused, asks why she hasn't returned to her world yet, and she just brushes it off. Meanwhile, Hanzo's research uncovers a haunted school, which he believes may be tied to a demon. The trio visits the school, and she reveals creepy school rumors, including a phone call that steals your soul. Mao freaks out, especially when Hanzo suggests the haunted school is where a gate might have been opened. They hide from Emmy as she chases them around, and they eventually find the sealed classroom, where Hanzo nervously admits it's where he and Olba once stayed. The next night, Mao finds a woman in a kimono outside his door. She falls down the stairs and Mao catches her, but she curses herself for being clumsy. Looks like things are about to get even weirder. While enjoying breakfast, Mao and Shiro are visited by Suzuno Kamazuki, the young lady Mao saved, who presents him with a heavy box of noodles. She explains that the landlady told her to ask them for help if needed. Hanzo, who can't resist a snide comment, is introduced but quickly gets labeled a shut-in, which he insists wasn't his choice. At Emi's apartment, she receives a package from Emirata containing holy vitamin betas, meant to replenish her celestial energy. Later, Emi, standing outside Mao's apartment, debates whether she's stalking him. She watches Suzuno lecture Hanzo on his laundry skills, obviously a demon thing, while they prepare udon. Emi tries to eavesdrop but nearly blows her cover when Suzuno offers to get ginger. In her panic, she falls down the stairs and is caught by Mao, who criticizes her falling skills. In return, Emi knocks him unconscious with a punch and kick. Inside the apartment, the group eats udon and Shiro, suffering from heat fatigue, is pointed out. Suzuno introduces herself properly to Emi and gives some background, while Mao proudly announces his promotion to shift leader, which Emi doesn't care about. Suzuno asks if Emi and Mao are a couple, which Emi denies, but then Suzuno admits she's interested in Mao. After some awkwardness, Emi warns Suzuno about Mao, and Suzuno thanks her for the advice. Of course, Emi falls down the stairs again as she leaves. Before Mao heads to work, Suzuno gives him a huge lunch wrapped in a red cloth. That evening, Emirata calls Emi, asking about the holy vitamin beta-S, and Emi admits nothing has changed. She vents about her relationship with Mao, but chastises Emirata for comparing them to a married couple. Emirata also warns her that the church may target her. Mayumi tells Mao about a rival restaurant, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and asks him to manage things while she's away. Mao eats his fancy lunch in the break room, and Chi, noticing the elegant presentation, freaks out when she sees the strange contents. Later, Emi is shopping when a robber appears with a scythe and lasers. The store clerk scares him off with paintballs, and Emi has to stick around to testify. While in the break room, she feels the holy vitamin beta is kicking in. Her phone rings. Chi calls to talk about Mao's lunch, of course. Chi and Emi stand outside Mao's apartment, with Emi acting as Chi's moral support to confront the mysterious lunchmaker. When Suzuno answers the door, Chi is so stunned she can barely speak. Inside, Chi learns Suzuno has been filling in for Shiro, who's out of commission with heat exhaustion. Chi helps Suzuno prepare lunch, showering her with compliments, while Hanzo sulks in the corner, probably wishing the food came with a Wi-Fi signal. Over the meal, Suzuno mentions needing a job, and Mao suggests McDonald's. To everyone's horror, Suzuno surprisingly says she'll think about it. Things get weirder when Suzuno admits she doesn't own any Western-style clothes, prompting Chi to push Emi into taking her shopping. Mao escorts Chi home afterward, and they have a heart-to-heart where Chi confesses her feelings for him, demon past and all. Just as things get awkward, Suzuno appears, overhearing everything, causing Chi to panic, steal Mao's bike, and ride off into the sunset. Later, Suzuno unintentionally reveals she's from Ente Isla, sparking a tense chat with Emi. They exchange backgrounds. Suzuno's an inquisitor sent by the church, and Emi's still bent on defeating Mao herself. Church politics be damned. The two bond over coffee and outdated TV fashion trends, with Emi leaving Suzuno some magazines to help her blend in better. Meanwhile, Chi apologizes to Mao for her bike heist, and at work, Mao faces Mayumi's terrifying, "You better fix this" smile after Kentucky Fried Chicken swipes all their customers. Desperate not to be transferred to Greenland, Mayumi gives Mao free rein to boost sales. The next day, Mao's first shift as substitute manager gets interrupted by Mitsuki Sarue, SFC's smarmy manager, who unnerves Chi by requesting a meal. Mao later reveals he sent Shiro undercover at SFC to dig up dirt. After work, Suzuno proudly shows off her new purchases to Emi and Rika, unknowingly sparking another misunderstanding. Just another normal day of demons, angels, and fast food drama. During the lively Sasahata Tanabata festival, Rika, Emi, and Suzuno visit the nearly deserted McDonald's. Disappointed by the lack of activity, Rika suggests they check out the competition, Kentucky Fried Chicken, where a long line of customers awaits. As they wait, Rika quizzes Emi and Suzuno about Mao, trying to prepare for their battle against him. When it's their turn to order, Sarui, the overly charming SFC manager, showers Rika with compliments, leaving her blushing. Seated on the upper floor, Rika continues her interrogation. But Emi and Suzuno's accounts of Mao wildly conflict. Emi paints Mao as a lazy villain, while Suzuno seems more neutral, confusing Rika. Emi grows defensive and launches into a rant, only to be interrupted by Shiro, who has been spying on SFC. Outraged at Emi's slander, Shiro dramatically confronts her, but quickly calms down when Emi bribes him with food. Intrigued, Rika asks about Shiro's connection to Mao, prompting him to spin a dramatic tale. According to Shiro, Mao was once a successful businessman running a real estate and personal placement company. However, thanks to a rival company, supposedly connected to Emi, and an economic downturn, their empire crumbled. Now Mao humbly works at McDonald's, hoping to rebuild his former glory. Surprisingly, Rika believes the story, relating to Mao's supposed hardships since her own family once ran a small factory. Touched by her empathy, Shiro thanks her, leaving Rika flustered. Meanwhile, Mao tries to lift his team's spirits back at McDonald's. Chi helps out, but the staff is visibly discouraged. When one employee insists Mao doesn't have to bear the burden alone, Mao delivers an impromptu motivational speech, rallying the crew and suggesting they start by washing the windows. Because nothing says comeback like crystal clear glass. After their meal, Shiro convinces Rika to visit McDonald's, bargaining with Emi to buy him dessert and salad in exchange. Before they leave, Saru offers Emi some unsolicited advice, warning that men take advantage of vulnerable women. Emi leaves even more suspicious of him. Later, Emi and Rika arrive at McDonald's, where Rika openly admits she's there to see Mao in action. Mao, already frustrated by the lack of customers, gets into a petty argument with her. Chi soon joins them, instantly winning Rika's admiration. Determined to prove his worth, Mao tries a few gimmicks to draw in festival-goers, but nothing works. Just when all seems lost, Watanabe, a friend of Mao's, arrives with bamboo stalks for the festival. Chi explains how Mao earned Watanabe's trust by volunteering as a park cleaner, sparking the idea to decorate the restaurant with the bamboo. As the decorations go up and Chi's unexpected internet fame from a previous incident draws attention, McDonald's finally begins to fill with customers. As the restaurant buzzes with activity, Suzuno silently watches Mao's efforts, her sharp gaze betraying her lingering suspicion. After all, what better cover for a dark overlord than flipping burgers and inspiring team spirit? Another day, another fry at McDonald's. Mao is hard at work when Chiho mentions how wild things got yesterday. You know, the usual demonic shenanigans. But there's no time to relax because their arch nemesis, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is always lurking. Just when Mao thinks he can finally coast a little, his boss Mayumi hits him with the talk. No, not that one. The "you're going to Hushimen" talk. Mao panics because last time she threatened to transfer him to Greenland. Turns out he's just covering shifts at another branch. But the trauma is real. Chiho offers to tag along, but nope, this is a solo mission. That night at home, Mao breaks the news to Shiro and Hanzo. Shiro, ever the vacation planner, immediately Googles the local hotspots and discovers there's a haunted house. Suddenly, he's all in on this trip. Meanwhile, Suzuno listens in like the nosy neighbor she is. Chiho, being the master planner, ropes Emi into a Hushimen trip too, and surprise, Suzuno invites herself along, claiming Mao is probably up to no good. Emi's not buying it, but hey, road trip. The next day, Mao arrives at the Hushimen McDonald's and meets Yuki, the manager, who gives a motivational speech that probably belongs in a sports anime. Mao, of course, slays his work duties, flipping burgers with the grace of a seasoned warrior. Just as he's basking in his Employee of the Month vibes, Chiho shows up in a swimsuit trying to get his attention. Naturally, Mao thinks she's asking for his opinion on the restaurant. Oblivious king. Meanwhile, Emi, Chiho, and Suzuno hit the haunted house, where Chiho immediately nopes out and leaves the other two to face the horrors alone. Things escalate when they find a creepy little girl looking for her mom. Surprised, she's part of the attraction. Cue Emi and Suzuno screaming louder than the actual ghosts. Next stop, the reptile exhibit. Emi and Chiho aren't exactly reptile fans, but Suzuno? She's weirdly into them. Something about her time back in Enti Isla. Emi cuts her off before she can spill their secret past to Chiho. Crisis averted, for now. Back at the park, Mao gets roped into making deliveries to the local circus. What could go wrong, right? Well, a monkey named Sadao, yes, Sadao, escapes and causes chaos in the reptile exhibit. The monkey immediately clings to Chiho, much to Emmy's annoyance. When Mao hears the monkey's name, he looks like he wants to walk into traffic. But wait, there's more. Thanks to the monkey's antics, some alligators manage to escape. Cue mass panic. As everyone flees, Mao calmly absorbs the negative energy and pacifies the gators like some kind of demonic crocodile whisperer. Crisis averted again. As the day winds down, Emmy, Chiho, and Suzuno catch the train home. But Suzuno spots a mysterious, hooded figure with wings lurking in the shadows. Nothing creepy about that. Back at Mao's place, Shiro is still suffering from food poisoning, or maybe just bad life choices. Before he can yell at Hanso for online shopping, his stomach takes him out once again. Poor guy can't catch a break.